Another one.
I got fired for legitimate cause. All right, so is someone taking accountability? Oh, interesting. Okay, so let's see. Yesterday, I was fired for legitimate cause from my help desk position. I understand my wrongdoings and will use this as a learning opportunity. I've already started applying for jobs right upon termination, but will other employers contact my former employer who let me go? How do I go about this topic in interviews? Feeling like most depressed I've ever been in my entire life, and I know it is my fault. But this is also my first real job, and I just feel doomed. Well, I don't have a soundbite for that. But, start the clock. So, um, it might matter which country you're in, but from my understanding, a if they contact your former employer, they can't necessarily talk bad about you. They can only confirm. Like if they don't have anything, you ever heard this saying? If they don't have anything nice to say, they don't say anything at all. So if they don't have anything nice to say about you, they can just confirm that you actually worked there in the past. But and I could be wrong about this. So if anybody's in HR or anybody knows this, please correct me. But from my understanding is when they contact your former employers, they can only confirm the dates that you worked there for. They cannot speak ill of you. So keep that in mind. Now, the question is when you are applying for jobs and you're in the interview and they ask you, "Oh, why did you leave this prior company?" How do you answer that? Because that's going to be a tough one. And depending on what you did, not sure exactly what you did, you have to find a way to address like because they're going to ask you, oh, what are some challenges that you had, and maybe you can find a way of working that wrongdoing and that learning opportunity into that conversation. And that's just totally bad. Then you have to kind of be careful about that. But that's a good question. Like, how do you go about the topic in an interview of when you were fired for a legitimate cause? Hmm? Good one. It's a good one. Um, like I said, it depends on why you were fired and what the wrongdoing was, but you like depending on what it is, you can use that as a talking point of like because they always ask you, oh, tell me about a challenge that you faced, and you can say, oh, at a prior company, I did this thing, and I learned that this is not the right way to do it, and moving forward, I've done A, B, C, and D, using that as a talking point. And here's the thing. I know that a lot of people battle from depression and stuff like that. And I've heard like Jordan Peterson's daughter talking about like when she had like those serious clinical depression and stuff like that. But feeling depressed because you lost your job is not going to get you another job. And you're just going to feel worse because you feel bad about losing your job, and now you're thinking about feeling bad about losing your job, and just going to be a cycle. So I would say find out like understand what you did wrong and fix it and practice and apply and do like find content that's going to help you to get better. And being that it's your first real job, you sound like you are very young, so the future looks bright. And like we can't be too doom and gloom. It's not like there are many people who get like to their midlife and they're like, you know what, I want to change careers, I want to go into a different direction, and they do that or they try to do that. It's not something that you can like being very young and having a mistake at work. All of us have had mishaps at work in our past. So you can't just like think that's the end. You need to lift up your chin and do what you got to do. Start applying, for help desk position. I'm really curious in like what exactly you did wrong. Like, did you curse out a customer or something? Who knows? Did you give out a password? Who knows, right? But I don't think that you can let that be the end of it. And there's like honestly for me, a lot of times there's no room for feeling depressed because I just got to do what I got to do. And the more that I keep working and however I feel about it, it always turns out um, a victory for me. So hopefully that is able to help you as well. All right, let's wrap that one up.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.